You were kind of locked up. The image on the screen never matched the real Mary.
A new HBO documentary is celebrating comedy star Mary Tyler Moore, who is brilliantly accomplished but deeply complicated. Moore died in 2017 at 80 years old, and though the legacy of her charming performances lives on,
she was just masterful, but she was also incredibly inventive.
There was so much more behind her smile, including personal tragedies, failed marriages, alcoholism, and health problems. That is, until she found lasting love with her third husband, cardiologist Robert Levine. He tells people in this week's cover story, you think you know and love her, but you don't know everything. Looking back at her early years, Levine calls it chaotic, an unhappy environment with parents who drank, an addiction that would repeat itself in Moore and her two siblings. Young Mary was a dedicated dancer, saying later she hoped her performances might win praise from her parents, whom she escaped at age 18 by marrying her first husband. And at 19, she gave birth to her only child, Richie. Just 4 years later, she became a major TV star on the Dick Van Dyke Show. But those unhappy years before fame would haunt her through her greatest public successes, including the Mary Tyler Moore Show. She spent decades, as she put it, reaching for a drink to soften the blows. After rehab in 1984, Moore never drank again, and would in time speak courageously about her alcoholism. She also campaigned to raise awareness about diabetes, the condition that eventually left her nearly blind. But the suffering she experienced with the death of her son, who accidentally shot and killed himself at age 24, was one she kept locked up in a dark room, according to Levine. Her husband of over 30 years explains she was never comfortable discussing it even with him, adding, quote, "She didn't want to touch that pain."